Hi, welcome to Educator L's Learning Lounge. My name is Lynn. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate you following along on my journey here. Today is Wednesday, but I will post this before just because this is my intro and I didn't do an intro yesterday. And if you like my content, please like, follow, subscribe, do all the things, give me a thumbs up, and let me know what kind of content you're looking for. This is just a week in the life of a special education teacher. I teach 4th through 8th grade, and you're just along for the ride. So thanks again for joining me. If you're returning, thanks for coming back. If this is your first time, look around, check out some of the other videos. Thanks. Hello, today is Wednesday. I just got out of an IEP meeting. I have a new student. She did have a 504 in the past, so but now she is going to have an IEP. So I'm working on getting her stuff together and ready for her to be able to come in. Right now I had some stuff because the process coordinator did tell me that I was going to have a new student coming in after today's meeting, so I at least knew about it a little bit ahead of time, and so I was able to get some stuff ready for her, and so just a little bit of stuff to finally finish up just because I didn't know what area her goals were going to be in. So I needed to see that before I put everything in her binder, see what all we needed to do. But yeah, so today has been a busy day. We did a writing project yesterday and the kids had a picture prompt and then they had to write a story to go with that picture. Well, a lot of them went way off course to where it wasn't about the picture. They might have mentioned one or two things from the picture. So I read all of the picture prompt essays to them. It was just one paragraph, 5 sentences. and we tried to figure out which picture the paragraph went with. And so that really helped some of them realize, oops, I went way off the rails. So I didn't say whose paper it was. I just read them all. I even read some of them that were from different grade levels so that they have no clue whose is whose. Now, some of them, the way that they write and what they include in their stories is always the same. So the kids knew whose was whose. One kid, the one that I read, he was like, that's mine. I'm like, okay, you might not want to tell everybody that because it was not written very well. So just getting them kind of to where they understand, okay, there was a reason I did it this way. So I give them the chance to go back and fix it. I actually had a lot of my younger ones, my 4th and 5th graders, had not turned theirs in yet. So that gave them a chance to look at it and make the corrections before they turned it in. So, but I'm just using this as writing data. A lot of my students have writing as their goals. And so I like doing the picture prompts just because we can get some descriptive writing in there, but then they can also have fun and they don't have to come up with an idea off the top of their head. So I'll show you some of the stuff that goes with the descriptive writing that they had to do. I'll show you some of the picture prompts. They're really cute, and it's just stuff that I pulled off of online and looked for just different pictures. So it's neat to see how the different kids interpret what's going on in the pictures. So, but yeah, today I actually also went through and I give the kids rewards for different things, and each week, and I have not done it since we've come back from Christmas break. I haven't been doing my vlog since we came back from Christmas break. So now it's time to get back into the swing of things. We are in the last week of January, getting ready to go into February. So it was time. Of course, we have been doing a lot of our diagnostic testing. So we do iReady. So we were looking at the middle of the year testing to see if they've improved any. I have a bunch of them that did go up. And so I was excited for them. Some of them went up, let's see, my highest went up 84 points in reading. So that was pretty awesome. I kind of have a leaderboard for them. You can see a little bit of it, right? I also had a look at that we did last week where they can continue to try to get a better score. And so whoever had the top score got, the top 3 kids got a prize. And then anybody who answered at least 20 questions and got 100% also got a prize. And again, they could keep doing that. They had from Tuesday to Friday to try to do that. So they could do it as many times as they wanted. I have a lot of them that did do it multiple times. I have some that did it once and didn't try to better their score. I have a couple that didn't do it at all, and it was an assignment. So, yeah, there's all kinds. So hopefully it'll be a great week. Again, today is Wednesday, so we're halfway through the week because remember, we only go 4 days a week. So last week we did have a 5-day week because of the snow. So when we have a snow day, we end up making it up on Mondays. So we're praying for no snow days just because we don't want to make it up on Mondays because it makes it for a 5-day week. And I know a lot of people go to school 5 days a week and it's fine. But when you're used to only 4 days a week, it's not fun for the adults, but it's actually really rough on the kids when they're used to a 4-day week. So now when they're used to a 5-day week, they're used to a 5-day week. But I mean, that Monday I had kids coming in tired. I had one kid who I woke up 3 times. And I mean, he was like snoring. It wasn't just like, oh, he kind of sort of felt, no, that boy was snoring. And I literally had to shake him to wake him up just because he was used to staying up on Sunday night, not having to get up early on Monday. And so it was crazy. But we're over that week and now we're on to this week. So this is a 4-day week, so things are going a lot smoother. Again, with us getting done with our diagnostic testing, we're able to start doing some more things. We did some main idea this week. So we did some main idea and summarizing. I just use K5 learning stuff. I really love their stuff. It's really easy to look at and use. And so just a small little passage. And then it had, this one has 6 questions on it. 5 of them were multiple choice. I'm sorry, 4 of them were multiple choice. 1 was a sequence. and then one is what would be a good title for the whole story. So again, working on main idea, what would be a great title for it. Surprisingly, some of them had a hard time with that. Today we did a worksheet. I don't have it here on this specific table right now, but that is looking at the details now that make it up to help you get to the main idea. So that's what we're focused on today. Our math, I kind of wanted them, again, they've been doing diagnostics, so it's kind of hard. So we just did a fun little winter facts. I found this online, and a lot of them actually struggled with this. I know I have 4th through 8th graders, so you would think 8th graders would not struggle with this. It's actually my older kids who struggled with this the most. So some of them I actually had to make them write out the problem. I went ahead and didn't make them write out the problem if they got all the answers correct. So most of them I got 100%, but there were still some that did not get 100% and would miss 2 or 3. This one was commonly missed. I don't know if it's because it was the 20, I think. And then if you look, the ice skate is 12. So having to have to borrow, they have a hard time with that. So they were a little confused on that one. And then I think this one was the other one that a lot of them were having a hard time with, and maybe this one. So, but overall, they did well on this. Again, this was just a fun, fast addition, subtraction, 10 questions. Should be pretty simple, but honestly, sometimes it's not for my kids. And so, but this still makes it at least a little bit more fun, where it's not just what is the answer to this, addition problem, subtraction problem. So that was fun. Math today, we are going to do money, because a lot of my kids are working on money. So we'll do that. And thanks for joining me, and thanks for continuing to watch the blog. Hello, today is Thursday. I am on my plan time right now. I was able to get some things printed off for the next couple of days. My students are still working on the writing assignment. They have now 3 pictures that they have to have done. So again, they had one on Tuesday, Wednesday, and today. I'm not going to give them another one to do tomorrow. Friday is usually kind of a catch-up day, so I still have some kids that are still working on the first one. So a lot of our kids are actually they just don't want to do the work. So you have to do the work. So they're a little bit behind, so they'll need to get those done, and that's what we'll use Friday to do, is kind of just do a little catch up if they're not finished, maybe do some editing to their writing so that they can make sure that it looks good. I'm thinking about putting together, like, each student, like, their writing, kind of like a little portfolio for them to be able to show that to parents at parent-teacher conferences. We usually do those at the end of 3rd quarter, so this is the beginning of 3rd quarter. This way they can maybe see kind of a progression, because now I'm going to have them do this paragraph writing. Obviously, it's something that they need to work on, so we're going to do it at least once a week. So just kind of maybe see how they progress and how their writing can get better. The best way to become a better writer is to write. So that'll be fun. I know some of the kids are probably waiting and want to try to take it home to do it as homework. That way mom and dad can help them. I have some that mom and dad might be helping a little too much, but it is what it is, and we get done what we can get done. So that's why a lot of times I don't send homework home, but because of the fact that it's on the computer, they could do it at home, and I wouldn't be able to tell what was done at school and what was done at home. So if I want a true sample of what they can do, I have to do it here at school and either have it to where it has to be turned in by the end of the hour, or have it to where it's written on paper. So I am trying to get my students, a lot of them being in special ed, they get to use the speech to text feature. So I'm trying to get them to use that so that they're comfortable with it, because that is something that they can use. So I want them to have practice in it in here in my classroom so that they can use it in other classrooms, especially our 5th graders. They're getting ready to be 6th graders. In our building, we have 4th and 5th grade is in their own hall, and they kind of go off of a regular schedule as far as like an elementary type schedule, where they're in a homeroom class. They're in the same class most of the day. The 5th graders are in the same class all day long, other than specials and things like that. And then 4th grade, they switch for science and math. So one of the teachers teaches math to both sections, and one teacher teaches science to both sections. So next year, when that 4th grade group moves up to 5th grade, it's a big enough group, there's going to be 2 5th grade teachers, so they'll do the same thing, is do a math science switch. But again, it's still more of an elementary type of schedule where they're self-contained most of the day. So theirs is a little bit different, and so these 5th graders that'll be coming up to 6th grade are going to go on a bell schedule. So having them start to use that speech to text, they're going to have to be changing from class to class. Each time they go to a new class, they're going to have to change the classroom, everything. So a lot of times using the speech to text is helpful because they have to write a lot more, being in 6th through 8th grade. So just giving them time to kind of practice that now is a great option for them. And so doing it on just a 5-sentence paragraph is a lot easier than doing it on something that's like a 5-paragraph essay. So the kids are, some of them are really thriving. They love writing the stories, and others just aren't. And so they either don't like writing or can't think of creative ideas. So those are going to be the ones that on Friday we're going to sit down, and my para and myself will sit down and really help them. And okay, what are your ideas for this? You just need some information. What do you see in the picture? Just to kind of help them out with that. So that's kind of our focus right now, is these writing projects. Again, we do have some reading that we're doing. We're working on main idea. And so my students today, we did main idea. Hello, it's Friday. Yay, Friday. My little one woke me up around 3:30 in the morning saying that she was not feeling good. So I had to drive her to my parents so that they could watch her today so that I could go to school. So she's been complaining that she didn't feel good for the last couple days, but she decided to stick it out at school. But yesterday she was crying when she was here in the morning and really didn't want to go to school. And so with her not feeling well all night long and then getting up at 3:30 in the morning, I decided, okay, she can stay home. So she did feel pretty warm this morning, and I know that the flu's going around the school. So I figured she's in 3rd grade. She can stay home if she needs a day of rest. I asked one of her teachers yesterday, and they said she seemed okay, but she was clearly tired all day long. So that tells me she might not be learning exactly what she needs to and not being able to focus. So I do want her at her best. And of course, I don't want her getting everybody else sick if she is sick. So she's staying home for the day. I had to text my principal, and I texted my para letting them know that I was probably going to be running late. I'm actually early, so it didn't take me as long as I thought, and To be honest, I was afraid I would get caught in a couple different school districts, bus traffic, but I didn't. I did see some of the buses from one of the local school districts, and, but they were going the other way, so it wasn't too bad. So it's already only 7:28 and teachers are supposed to report at 7:30. So I'm fine. I'm later than I like to be. I like to be early. So, but things are fine and we will hopefully have a great day. My kids are doing a lot of catch up today. I already had all the information on the board as to, what everybody was supposed to do. I had gone over it with my para. There were a couple kids in the class. So even a couple of kids knew what they were doing, what everybody was doing. So, yeah, it was, so if I was going to be late today, it was a good day to do it just because I already had everything prepared and everybody knew what they were doing. So, I'm going to head on in and hopefully I'll catch you up with you later.